Alright everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down the Bermuda Championship here, giving you guys all my top picks and bets here, as well as going to be giving you guys a first look build for DFS, and then we're going to see what the 9 to 5 lineup optimizer is telling us is going to be a top build. But first, we're going to get into a quick recap from last week. All right, guys, so last week we did hit another outright winner here throughout this fall swing. So over the past 7 events, we've hit 5 outright winners. Now, yes, Scotty and Xander winning does help, okay? And Ben Griffin winning does help. So not all too crazy there, but we did have a runner-up mixed in there as well. So nearly 6 out of the past 7 events with outright winners. So that's good. Last week I gave you guys Vince Whaley and Matt Kuchar as core plays. They end up playing very well. They'll be players that I mentioned in this video here as well. And so now we go ahead and get into the Bermuda Championship. This one is kind of a fun course. It's a shorter track, but it does play more difficult than you would think a short track would typically play. The biggest defense of this course is really the weather. So if the wind does pick up, then we have to start worrying about that a little bit more. But kind of a fun course. This is one I typically like to tune into. We typically get some pretty good values outright wise. This week we are just getting a lot of soft pricing for this week, guys, both DFS wise and outright wise. So I kind of think this is a sneaky good week. And the nice thing about this week, guys, is that we're getting a lot of golfers that have played this course and played this course well, but we're also going to get a decent amount of good stat fits and a decent amount of golfers that are in good recent form. So we like all those aspects of it, guys. We're going to see, again, lots of good course history. Patrick Rogers, Vince Whaley, Seamus Power, Justin Lauer, Grayson Sigg, Alex Small, like just a bunch of golfers that have played this course and play this course well. So that's obviously something that's going to be encouraging. And if we go ahead and take a peek at this key stats, guys, birdie to better percentage, we do want to be targeting golfers that are going to score. There are plenty of scoring opportunities. You could look at birdie to bogey ratio instead. Ball striking, this is more of a second shot golf course. Stroke skin putting as well. We need golfers to be converting on their putts. And then par 5 scoring, there's only 3 par 5s, but again, that's kind of key to success here at this course, taking advantage of those par 5s. And so the players that are popping up there are all basically the top price plays. Lee Hodges, kind of a value play potentially. And Chris Ventura's, I think, going to be someone we're looking at, guys. He has been someone that has been playing well as of recent, so a decent value. But then the rest of the top stat fits are all the golfers that are priced up as you would kind of typically expect. Let me go ahead and get into the golfers that are in the best recent form. Again, this is kind of the encouraging part about this week is we're getting a lot of golfers that are in good form. Matt Kuchar pops up as in number 2. Kanaya pops up as number 4 in terms of good form. Vince Whaley, number 5. So that's kind of the nice part is we can get some good values on some golfers that are going to be in some good form. Victor Perez is popping up in there. And so that is the nice part about this week. We've got Oleson popping up in there as well. One miscut recently, but other than that, all top 20 finishes for him. So again, this is what makes this week pretty appealing on paper. And so we go ahead and jump into the high tier, guys. Really, the one bad spot for me last week was Kevin Yu. He ended up ruining my main build. I ended up missing the cut. Simple switch to anyone else, basically in his pricing range. Ends up being a pretty massive week for me. Ended up being a fine week. I don't want to complain again. 2 core plays end up doing well for you guys, and then Ben Griffin wins, so we like that. But he is someone that I do think could bounce back this week. I'm not going to get too much of him. I do think he's a little bit too high priced, and so does the data. Like, he probably should be priced lower than Oleson and Nicholas Echeverria. Both of these 2 players, I think we'd be fine betting on. Oleson to win at 22-1 does feel like pretty good odds. And you also have Rico Hoy, who has been playing some great golf as well. 17th at this course last year. And the fact that we're getting him at 20-1 is pretty darn good. I really like that there. So I think we're going to be getting to him outright wise. If we can afford to pay up for him, DFS wise, we can get there, but not necessarily a play we need to get to as much. Patrick Rogers is appealing as well. Just phenomenal course history. 3 straight make cuts, and what we'd like to see is they've been better starts for him. So miscut 64th, 28th, and 6th. So he's been someone that has obviously been playing better. If he plays a little bit better this week, he's going to end up winning. You can get him at 40-1 on DraftKings, 25-1 on FanDuel. So we are seeing some differing odds from him there. That line on DraftKings clearly sticks out. We probably should be chasing him. And what I like about him as well is we have seen him play consistently throughout the fall swing as well. That is always something we want to be targeting a little bit more throughout the fall swing, or golfers that have played recently. Matty Smead, I like as well, guys. You know, had a top 10 finish at this course 2 years ago. 9 straight make cuts for him. Priced a little bit too high for me to consider him like a core play, but I do think he makes for a great outright bet. You can get him at 30-1 as well. So right off the bat, guys, we were getting some pretty appealing, again, outright odds or outright bets at some pretty good odds. From there, we're going to jump down into Vince Whaley, guys. So Vince Whaley, to me, is once again going to be a core play for me, okay? Looking at him, guys, is priced a little bit steep, I would say, at 9K. Don't necessarily like that. We can get him at 35-1 odds on DraftKings. Seems like DraftKings is hanging some numbers out there. They want to get some action, and we'll give it to them because they're giving us some good odds there. But obviously, Vince Whaley been playing some great golf for us. 18th last week, 40th, 61st, 4th, 38th. Just been playing some solid golf. This is a course that he has loved, finishing 5th, 8th, and 7th. He's a top 10 staff at really checking all the boxes, guys. When we look at Vince Whaley, he is top 10 or better in all the key metrics that we look at: stat fit, course history rank, recent form, and specialists. So it's going to go one of two ways. Either he's going to be the biggest disappointment in a while here, or he's going to win for us. And so we'll go ahead and put him into the first look build. And really, guys, as we jump down into the mid-tier, I don't think we have to do anything different from last week. Matt Kuchar is also popping up as an extremely good play. Look at his recent form: 5th, 44th, 13th, 18th, and 11th. So playing great golf. The one concern that we have with Matt Kuchar is the fact that he does not have any course history. That is ugly, okay? But 12th and a 20th, we like that there from him. But him not having course history, I think, is the reason why we are getting him kind of this cheap when he probably shouldn't be. It's a short track that should really benefit him, guys, as well. 3rd best specialist in the field. Alex Smalley's okay. Just the recent form has been spotty, obviously, there. You know, 1 make cut, whereas the top 10, the rest are really terrible there. He's definitely a little bit too risky for me. Same thing with Mark Hubbard. Like, great course history, should be a good staff fit. Form overall is still top 20 in the field, but recently has tailed off a little bit. And then we're getting like Victor Perez at an okay price tag. We're also getting Vaki at Valimaki, sorry, at an interesting price. I think he's like worth a look potentially, like outright betting wise, for DFS purposes. I don't mind getting some exposure to him. I think that he ends up being an interesting click for sure in terms of chasing upside, but he's also someone that is very risk reward based. And so we're going to go ahead and jump down into that low tier. And I mentioned Kanaya. You know, the only concern with him is he doesn't have any course history here over the past 4 years. Oh well, Doug Gim. Ended up getting on Doug Gim a decent amount last week. 4 straight make cuts. Ended up finishing 35th that week, last week. You know, he's probably a little bit too priced up as well, especially when we're getting another option like Seamus Power, who I'm going to be treating as a core play this week, guys. So he's made 4 straight cuts. Well, he's made 6 straight cuts, actually, but 4 straight here where it's been 30th, 59th, 53rd, and 51st. Really good course history, 23rd, 1st, and 12th here. He's a top 40 staff fit. He could be better there. That's kind of the concern with him, is that he's only like 35th in the field and only the 34th specialist in the field, but he clearly likes this course, obviously. And so I'm good chasing that course history and chasing those make cuts. And then from there, guys, the next core play that I'm going to be on is going to be Grayson Sigg. So Grayson Sigg, another concern with him is going to be the fact that he's not a good stat fit. Only 64th in the field, stat fit wise. He is going to be the 29th best specialist. Recent form is really what we're chasing here. 4 straight make cuts for him as well. And also the course history, 9th, 11th, and 22nd. All better finishes as well. So we like that there from him. Overall, he is just someone I think at his price tag is definitely a little bit too cheap. I do like him as an outright bet as well. We get some pretty decent odds on him. 60-1 on DraftKings, 65-1 on Bovada. Those end up being some pretty good odds for Sigg, who we have seen play a decent amount here. So he is a player that I think we should be rostering as well. For what it's worth, guys, Justin Lauer, his price tag, I think ends up being a very interesting click, DFS-wise and also outright-wise. We can get him about 70-1 on some sites. Very good course history from him. Not a good staff fit. We don't like that, but recent form has been looking a little bit better, and so don't mind that. Data really likes Ben Coles, which is a little bit interesting here, guys. 2 straight make cuts at this tournament. Overall, he hasn't been anything terrible, but also not a player that we need to go crazy with. David Lipsky, if we jump down into the value tier, he is the one play that kind of stands out to me value tier-wise. And so I don't think he's a terrible play if you need to dip this low. Same thing with David Skins. If you need to get down this low, he's not terrible, but overall, I don't think we necessarily need to dip that low. And so let's go ahead and then get into the first look build. So we have 4 players in there already, guys, the 4 core plays. We're at 8.7, so this really leaves us open to what we can do lineup path-wise, just in general. I mentioned we got a lot of decent plays on the lower end. I think we will go with Justin Lauer there at 7.3. Then we have 10K left over. Oleson, I'm more than happy to get to there as well. So this ends up being a pretty darn good first look build for you guys. But let's go ahead and see what the 9-to-5 lineup builder / custom model is telling us is going to be the best build as well, or best builds as well. And so we go ahead and take a peek at the lineup construction. Rico Hoy is getting their bunch here, guys. I didn't cap the ownership at all. And so we'll do that, guys. We'll do 34%. Then we can run it here, and we'll get a little bit different builds here instead. So Hoy, Cootie, Perez, Gim, Sims, Blair. That's interesting. Then Hoy, Eric Cole, Perez, Gim, Roy, Ventura. So kind of mixing and matching some of the players that I like. Again, I really want to get to a lot of Vincent Whaley and also Matt Kuchar. I just like them as plays at the price tag, but the lineup builder is getting a little bit different there, which is not terrible. That's kind of the appealing part about this week is there's a lot of different plays that we could end up getting to. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate you being here. Good luck with all your builds. Appreciate you guys being here. And as always, let's keep cashing.